Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's March 12th, 2017. The front page news, the same today as what it was yesterday, March 11th. That is the firing of the attorney in Manhattan, Preet Bharara, by Donald Trump. This man had been appointed to his position in 2009 by Barack Obama, and he has earned the nickname the Sheriff of Wall Street. They say in the 8+ years he was serving his position, he outed a lot of corruption. And if you read the story, they're saying with him gone, will that same corruption work its way back into Wall Street? Understand this is all part of a controlled, planned narrative. And where this narrative is likely going is the planned collapse of the U.S. economy for the powers that shouldn't be's future agenda. This same gang once collapsed the economy, Black Tuesday, which was followed by the Second World War. Throughout history, economies have been collapsed to create citizenry that is desperate, citizenry that is in need of help, guidance. And throughout history, desperate people, the help and guidance they've gotten is to join the military, where they could earn a meager wage and get blown away as mercenaries on the New World Order battlefield. A third world war is coming. It's been foretold. It's said to be Christianity versus Islam. It was written about during the time of the Civil War by the Confederate war general Albert Pike, the only Southern soldier to have a statue built in his honor in Washington, D.C. Let's talk about the planned collapse of the economy, Donald Trump, the firing of this man, the ongoing symbolism. Remember, Donald Trump elected as the president in the time of the hit TV show about the White House called House of Cards, a common phrase used to describe markets that are ready to collapse, like the one we have here in the U.S. that's through the roof. So today's headline, Trump takes down the Sheriff of Wall Street. That has gematria of 163, just like Apprentice. Remember yesterday we covered how this man's name, Preet Bharara, has the same gematria as Apprentice. You're fired was the headline yesterday, like the catch line from The Apprentice, which Donald Trump starred in. Here we are in the age of reality TV with a reality TV president. So the headline, 163 like Apprentice, also like Make America Great Again, what Donald Trump wore on his hat, also like Barack Hussein Obama, the president who appointed this man. It was pointed out to me that when you write out "you're fired" using the septenary gematria method, for anyone who's familiar with the channel Marty Leeds, this is the one gematria method that Marty Leeds teaches, the septenary method. He claims it's the most important cipher to the English language. Just so everyone knows, about a year ago, Marty Leeds challenged me to a debate. He said in his challenge that I was teaching people a false method of gematria, and he wanted to prove that he had the real method, which is septenary. And I responded to him right away. I said, I'd be happy to debate you. I think you're going to have a tough time in that debate because my work, I apply it to the news, history, every single day. I said, your work, you don't apply it to anything. You just teach this gematria method and say it's the greatest one. Well, anyway, remember, Marty Leeds is Jewish, and gematria is a Jewish practice. And Marty Leeds is also a shill. That's why he's pushing the flat earth psyop and obvious liars such as David Seaman. It's not hard to see through the Jew Marty Leeds, 33 at the end of his name. You know, fake name, just like how most Jewish people hide their real last names. His real name's probably Marty Rothstein, Marty Silverstein, Marty Goldstein, Marty Goldberg, whatever. The method of gematria he's teaching, I wouldn't throw it out though. It probably is one of the legitimate ciphers. I have read that there's over 200 ciphers used by certain people in regards to the English language. You know, For the majority of my research, I've only talked about a few of those methods. As time goes on, we're learning about more. It's worth looking at others. You're fired in septenary sums to 45, Trump the 45th president. And as we covered yesterday, The Apprentice has a lot of connections to president. The Apprentice 211 like Preet Bharara, 211 the 47th prime like president, Republican, White House, government, Democrat, authority, agent. The name Trump also has gematria 47. But anyway, You're Fired has gematria 45, just like Berlin Wall. And, let's just, let's bring up the gematrinator real quick. Donald Trump was announced as the 45th president on November 9th, 11/9, the anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. And Berlin Wall, in English reduction, 45, right? In Jewish gematria, the name Donald sums to 119. Think about it. November 9th, the anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. Trump announces the 45th president on that date. And I have multiple videos on the commercial from 2010, the Serta ad, Donald Trump talking to sheep number 9 and 11. About being born for the job. In that commercial, he's wearing the same suit and tie he wore on election night. Anyhow, Trump announced as the president on the anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. Just think about it. Fall of the Wall. Donald Trump. New York. Wall Street. The fall of the wall. The fall of Wall Street. I think this is what they're foreshadowing to us. Think about the nursery rhyme Humpty Dumpty, who sat on his wall and had a great fall. He couldn't be put back together again. Humpty Dumpty in gematria sums to 58. 58. Like Freemasonry, like secret society, like how Donald Trump won the 58th presidential election. He was sworn in as the 45th president at the 58th presidential inauguration on a date with 58 numerology, where they hired the 58-year-old Steve Ray to oversee the ceremonies. Humpty Dumpty, 58. In the septenary method, where You're Fired's 45, Humpty Dumpty's also 48, just like how Donald Trump has the 48 connection, just like how the word wall has the 48 connection. We talk about 223 in Freemasonry. 223 is the 48th prime number. Donald Trump, Humpty Dumpty, Wall. We just saw the movie The Great Wall come out on the 48th day of the year, not by coincidence. The same people who run your government, the Freemasons, the Zionist Jews, run Hollywood and your media. Why they shoved Donald Trump down our throats for a year. Remember, Trump had his convention in Cleveland with the 48 connection. Now they got LeBron James in Cleveland, who has a star show about the wall. All this wall symbolism, what's it about? Is it really about building a wall between Mexico and the U.S., or is it the other wall, Wall Street? I think that's what it really is. I think they're telling us that the Wall Street is coming down with the Trump card in the time of House of Cards, getting rid of the Sheriff of Wall Street. Remember, this Sheriff of Wall Street, he's really a nobody. Just another puppet like Donald Trump. But all of these people are used to play their parts in the planned agenda. That's why Preet Bharara has the perfect name. It's all planned way in advance. Notice that Preet Bharara also has gematria 59 like the Sheriff. Same method, 59 the 17th prime. Here we are in 2017. CNN refers to him as a showman because this is all a show and these people are actors. Showman has some really interesting gematria. 30 and 93 connecting to Saturn, the numbers for Keeper of Time. 33 relevant to the federal government, Masonry, New York City, the Dow 33, or Dow Jones, 33. Reverse ordinal 96 like Freemason. It's the Freemasons that run the show. Showman, word for the memory bank. So in history, it's been 88 years since the fall of the market. Well, I shouldn't say that. We had a big fall of the market. There's been several falls of the market, right? But 88 years since the big one, the Great Depression. And with regards to it being 88 years, that's our number for Trump. Trump, 88, also has the 47, like the word president, like the word White House, like the word government, like the word authority, like the word Republican, like the word Democrat. Donald Trump was a registered Democrat in 2009. Then he switched parties to Republican. You know, he was a lifelong Democrat, became a Republican in the time of Obama, all part of the stage show. Created the birther argument for Obama, number 44. Now Trump's the 45th president, but really only the 44th person to be president. So 88 years since the Wall Street crash. The date the market first slipped began October 24th, 1929. Let's not forget that October is the only month with 33 gematria. That was a date with 63 numerology. And the reason that's interesting is because Wall Street also has gematria of 63. So does the phrase, "you're fired." Donald Trump said, "you're fired" to the sheriff of Wall Street. Remember, when you count every number 1 through 63, it sums to 2016. It was 2010 that Trump did the ad for Serta, talking to the sheep, you know, numbers 11 and 9, wearing the same suit and tie on election night. When you count 1 through 63, it sums to 2016. Trump selected in 2016. The phrase "you're fired" also has gematria of 144. If you write out 44 as a word, it sums to 144. 44 and 144 have to do with killing, or in this case, you could say termination of your job. 144 also has to do with time. I think we're in the right place in time for a major market collapse, and we have the right stooge in office to make everyone just go, well, no surprise, we had a moron running us. You know? That's what the Zionist Jews and Freemasons count on from the people. To not see through the lies, to not see through the deceivers, to not see through the actors like Donald Trump and Preet Bharara. That's why the people are always running in circles, placing all the blame in the wrong spots. Never seeing who truly is responsible, the puppeteers who work from the shadows. So I'll link these blog posts. Again, this news broke yesterday, March 11th. Preet Bharara also has the 113 gematria. Yesterday was 11/3. Mainstream, dishonest, Preet Bharara, fiction, bullshit, all 113. Living out a planned Jewish Zionist narrative. Bava Kamal 113a says it's okay for somebody who's Jewish to lie to somebody who isn't. Since we were talking about Donald Trump and Humpty Dumpty and the wall and the collapse, let's finish with this newer advertisement from TurboTax. This is their 2017 TV commercial spot. It's about Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty falling off the wall. TurboTax has gematria 50 like Donald, like America. Not usually a fan of ads, but we'll take a second to watch this commercial right here. Here it is, Truth Seeker. You don't even really need to hear the audio, just watch the visual.
Humpty! Humpty! Oh, not again. Are you all right? I suppose we better put them back together.
Everything hurts. I'm getting most of you.
Where am I? What happened here? He fell off the wall. He was doing his taxes.
Doing his taxes.
Is this the fool that was on the wall?
Yeah.
Reports just in say he was in fact doing his taxes.
Doing his taxes?
On a wall? It all seems very peculiar.
The main question being asked, why was he doing his taxes on a wall?
Why? Because you can.
So why was he doing his taxes on a wall? You know, speaking of tax and Berlin Wall, the word tax has gematria of 45. You know, Berlin Wall 45, Donald Trump the 45th president. Berlin Wall's also 63 in reverse. Just observe that. When you count 1 through 63, it sums to 2016. Donald Trump elected as the president on the anniversary of the fall of the wall. It's not hard to see, Truth Seeker. That's why we're getting this ad. You know, it's a big network. When you have eyes to see, you see just how big the network is. It's your government, it's your media, it's the companies. You know, who owns Quicken? Who owns this TurboTax? Obviously somebody in the game. That's why we've seen all throughout history ads foreshadowing events to come, sitcoms, movies, news stories. It's always been a show by the numbers. And, you know, for the relevance of my work, I was talking about Donald Trump and Humpty Dumpty before that ad even came out. You know, I was talking about that at the end of 2016. That ad came out beginning of this year. So, that's it for now, Truth Seeker. Until next